In this episode, I am going to show you how I'm going to close up my wonderful little paper bag journal. The first thing that we want to do, and you do this without your backing paper on it, is we are going to have a loop. And I'm going to show you that I already did this in my first template. So I put a loop of elastic in there, and then I have a button on that side. So we're going to do the same exact thing. So I've got my elastic, looks like thread, right? And of course that's way too long, but that's okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that inside, in between here. And the way I chose to attach it was to staple it, because I think that's the best. And so if you're going to think you're going to put a lot of stuff in there, you want to have a little bit of room in there so that it, you know, stays closed like that. I am going to guess basically, and I'm going to staple that on there with my tiny attacher. Oh, and of course the direction that I was trying to do that, it didn't want to go. Let's do it this direction. I think it'll be better. You might not be able to see as easily, but let's see if I can get that in there now. There we go. Obviously you can tell I'm doing it 3 and 4 times. And what I want to show you is I stapled it into this reinforcing part that that comes in the bag. Okay, so now I'm ready to close that part up. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use the glitter glue, and hopefully it's going to work today. I've been having a lot of problems. I had to take everything out and clean it so that it would flow freely like it's supposed to. So you can see I'm just putting lots and lots of glue in there because we want that to be all nice and closed up. Okay, so let's see, that should hold. And it's okay that the staples are on this part, because remember, we're going to take this paper and just cover it all. So that's looking good on that side. On this side, we are going to attach our button, but we're going to do the button after I put the paper on. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to lay it like this. And I'm going to trim it after I glue it instead of trimming it before. You hear me talk about that all the time, that I don't know why, but it ends up, I didn't get it straight. So I'm going to do 2 glues on this. What I'm going to do is in the middle and all over it, I'm going to use my Prit so that I've got a really good grip. And then on the edges, I'm going to use the art glitter glue. And you can see there's my staples that we stapled the inside parts in. So again, it's all okay. That's why we wait till the end to cover it, so that all that gets covered up. Okay, I think I've got lots of nice glue. I think that looks pretty good. Let me move this stuff out of my way. I was gonna try and do one edge totally straight, and then I realized that nothing is straight. So I am just gonna match this up to here. And I'm gonna be happy with that part. And then this is just a lot of massaging with your fingers to make sure that it's all nice and glued down. So we'll do all that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's turn it over, and you can see how much bigger it is. And normally I would tell you to tear it. Well, let's try it. I'm not sure I can get enough of a grip. That's going to be the problem. There won't be enough of a grip. We'll see how this goes. I can always just take my scissors and edge it. That's okay. And then this. Let me take that out for a second. This one might go easier. Let's see if I can do it that way with it up in the air. Yes, that's a much better, cleaner. sorry if I'm sorry that I'm out of the camera. There we go. Now it's going to be much easier to trim. So let's go ahead and get this trimmed up. You're going to love the Bible study. As soon as we get the book covered, then we are going to start the Bible study. And it's summertime, and so this is going to be this is a great kit if you are going on a vacation and you want to keep a record, like make a junk journal for your vacation. This is a perfect one because hopefully what you're doing on your vacation is resting, relaxing. Yes, having fun, but sometimes resting and relaxing. And so you'll be able to use this beautiful seaside, beachy type kit and still be able to put all your Bible study in there of spending time with God. See how pretty it looks? Looks really, really good. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I told you I'm going to go around all the edges. So that's what I'm going to do now. And just squeeze that on out so that we get a really good bond on the edge. Get something to wipe all that glue off my fingers. That's a little bit there. Let's see, this one, yeah, we need some right in there. I'm going to use the fine point probably next. Let's see. So you see what I was sharing with you of just go ahead and worry about the middle first because that's what's more important. Then you just go around and do this because you would have to do this anyway. So now, because it's a navy blue background, you don't want to get a lot of glue on there because this glue dries clear, but it might leave like a little film on there. I don't think you want that part. So let's see if we got, actually I did pretty good on my gluing. There we go. Let's get all that done. So this is a little bit of a slow video because I just want to show you all the steps. And if you've done this before, then you can just zip ahead. Okay, and we're almost finished. One more section right in here. So I just let the little pointer on the glue bottle like go between the papers. Just makes it easier versus your finger. Of course my fingers now have glue all over them, but that's okay. And I think we got that all done. We sure do. Okay, next step. So hopefully you've picked a button, and I've decided to use this button. And what I'm going to do is because I already glued this part in, I shouldn't have done that, but I did, so whatever. I'm just gonna kind of do it. So I have a needle and thread, and the thread that I'm using is the waxed thread that I use to bind my journals. And so let's just make sure we got it at the same spot. So it's gonna be right in the middle of that, like blue. And hopefully I can do this on camera. I want to be right about there. I'm just going to go through. I already made a knot. Yeah, here's going to be the trick. Can Diane get her finger through there? Probably not. So I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole there. I think it'll just make it easier. And so you see what I've done. I've got the knot, I've threaded that through. Now I'm just going to put this through here. Okay, and there we go. And now I'm going to go back through. So you're just going to do this a couple times. Oh my goodness, yes, I'm going to do another hole right beside it. I don't have a lot of strength in my fingers and my hands anymore, so I have to use utensils, tools to make it work. So once you go through once, you want to loop it around your button, right? And then I'm going to go back through, not through the the thread, but back through the hole. I'm going to come back up through the other hole. Right, and I'm going to loop it around again. You don't want this super tight because it's going to be loose, and that's the way you want it. I'm going to go back through the actual buttonhole. Let me get back through there. Okay, one more time. There we go. Got through there. Let's see if I can pull that nice. Yep, got that. And I think I'm going to do one more pass. Now, obviously, this is handmade. This is, you know, unless people really throw it around, it should last. I mean, it should totally work. Okay, we've gone around there a couple times. I'm going to go back through the buttonhole itself and back through the hole in the paper, and then I will tie another knot. Yeah, so I don't really have a problem with the way that little bit looks. That's like no big deal, right? Go underneath there, make a loop, and make a nice tight knot. Do it again. Probably do it 3 times. There we go. I think that's good. And I'm just going to trim it. And it is on there, and here is the loop. Of course, right now it looks like, Diane, you left way too much. But the minute I start putting things in here, it's going to be just enough. Okay? So, there we go. That's how we cover it, put our button and our loop on.